don't worry, I can bear us both.
Oh, Skull Mike with the flush on the flop. And Terrence with the ace of clubs. Yes, Joel, we'll have some guest commentators. You don't like me, Joel? I know. I'm sorry. I think Andrew's going to pop in here. I think he went to go get a sandwich at Hoodie's. And I think he's going to pop in.
Pretty brutal. I know.
Skull Mike with Jack 10 suited. Very playable hand. Let's see what he does here. Small blind. Already got some chips invested. Terrence raised it to ace queen in the 7th seat. Jack 10 suited. Very playable. Skull Mike comes along, heads up. Terrence and Skull Mike.
I just assume I did something silly.
Heads up, guys.
Trying so hard not to.
Oh, don't worry, I can bear us both.
Oh, Skull Mike with the flush on the flop. And Terrence with the ace of clubs.
The old lady was still here. This is just fireworks.
What does Skull Mike do here? Open-ended royal flush draw. Of course, the ace is gone, so he can't get the royal. Terrence bet. Skull just called there. Taking him along a street or two. 8 of diamonds on the turn. Skull checks again. It goes check, check. Skull won't be checking now as the 10 of hearts comes out. No more time to check. What's Skull going to do? 18K in the pot already. 10,000, about half pot. Quick call. Skull Mike's going to show the goods. Flopping a flush on his birthday week. Jeez. Jeez Louise. We keep a clean bunker.
2 bets, 25. 3, 4, 4.
Skull Mike looks down at the Gretzky hand. Pocket nines.
5 calls.
The answer was 5. Margaret, you were right. 5 flies.
8 folds. 9 calls.
3 ways to a flop. Ace 10, King Queen, and Skull Mike with the pocket nines. You don't win anything. 664. Just the pride of knowing you won.
4,500 from seat 2. Call from 5. Fold from 9. Can I get some birds? Thank you.
Paul, I didn't misplace it. Somebody actually took it out of the bunker,
Okay, heads up.
but it was returned. It was not stolen. There's a king on the turn. Billy vaults to the lead. Skull Mike in deep trouble.
6,500.
Billy makes it 6,500. Skull Mike's in big trouble here. I think he's going to get away from this. Billy only with 17-1 behind. Skull Mike lets it go. Yeah, happy birthday to Skull Mike.
25.
Bet 2,500 from seat 5.
All right, lots of players guys can have a break. In less than a minute.
Raise to 7,500. Seat 6, 8 folds.
Dylan 3-bet to 7,500 on Skull Mike. Skull only has 35.8 thousand chips. That's about 10% of his stack. Oh, Skull Mike. Seti Maggette for Skull Mike. How lucky is this kid? Dylan's going to continue telling his story. Skull Mike is just going to flat call. Just flat call Skull. Look at the Hollywood. Look at the gum chewing. Don't do it, Skull. Just flat call. He just flat calls. Brilliant move. In position. Here comes the turn. There's a 6. Let him catch something. Let him catch that ace. Dylan continues. He's got 100K in his stack. Does Skull just flat call this again? He goes all in. Skull Mike goes all in. Or did he just, yeah, it's the call from Dylan. Skull Mike, the man, the myth, the legend. Doubles up through Dylan, stands up. And speaking of ambassadors of the game, how about Boston Jimmy? Is there a nicer guy who just loves poker? I mean, he just loves the game and wants to give back.
Yep, one of the nicest guys I think I've ever met here in this poker life, this poker journey.
Yeah,
we've gone out to dinner 3 times now. The last time we had to repeatedly tell him that he was not going to be paying for dinner, and I do mean repeatedly and seriously. He was not allowed to contribute because the previous 2 times we went out to dinner to very nice restaurants, he just secretly paid for everybody, the entire bill, and it was like at least 8 people each time.
Jeez. Pablo raised to 4,300. Skull Mike with big slick.
Finding some hands.
C5 raises?
He raised. Don't know how much it is. Let's see what it is. To 10,500.
Yeah, we'll see how much credit Pablo wants to give him here. I mean, Skull Mike, just look at him. You know, like, look at that guy. You just feel like he's messing with you. And you have a hand like Ace Queen. You want to fight back versus this guy. But once again, Mike has the goods. Pablo just with the flat call.
Jack 7-5, couple spades.
Check.
Pablo in deep trouble, looking for the Queen of Hearts. That's what's available for him.
Almost identical stacks here. Pablo only has 1K more.
C5, that's 7,500.
Skull continues with a C-bet. Pablo's got some backdoors and 2 overs. Ace Queen could be good here a lot of the time, but he lets it go. Gets out of the way, loses about the minimum there, I'd say.
Thank you.
Yeah, Skull Mike played the main event. Made it to day 2. There you see the chip count. Andy and Skull Mike leading the way, about 87,000. Dylan, 77,000. Ace King for Skull Mike.
A lot of playables for Mike.
Look at that lodge hat. You can get that on our website.
You should get that.
I saw you wearing one of the dad hats.
Yeah, I've been rocking the dad hat. I was never really a dad hat wearer, but I've been digging that one.
Raised from Andy with King Jack offsuit. Skull Mike going nowhere. It's just a question of what he wants to do here. Both players with pretty deep stack. Skull Mike may just want to see this flop.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Skull Mike chooses here. He's the under the gun spot. Feels like he should be getting some respect, but he's been playing a lot of hands, so. Maybe he's got a better hand than what they perceive him to show up with.
Skull Mike is, he's going to raise it.
Foot on the gas.
22.5 from C5. Fold from the.
Take it down.
Skull Mike says, I don't want to see a flop.
Yeah, out of position. Better just win it pre-flop.
What does Skull Mike have this go around? Ace-4 suited.
What she said.
Yeah, took a couple hands off. He's going to get right back into it right here.
5-bet. 3,600.
Look at Skull Mike in his hoodie and his sunglasses. So intimidating.
Call from 6.
Flat call with Queen Jack suited. Ace-10 for Chad. Lets it go in the worst position. Actually had the best hand there, but worst position. A little tough to play it. Ace-10 offsuit out of the small blind. A lot of reverse implied odds a lot of the time.
Okay, 3 players.
And lucky for Skull Mike that that Ace-10 hit the muck, because he's got way the best hand now. Trip aces. Billy's got himself a 5, so he's going to feel a little incentive to continue versus this bet we know is coming.
5 bets. 4,000.
Queen Jack suited is out of there. Nope. Billy's just going to get out of the way.
I just wish I was better at tournaments. I've tried everything but practicing lessons.
Yeah, I hear you. Who has the time, really?
Bet 33.
Pablo, suited ace jack. Pocket 5s in the small blind.
Got a fly line from the border earlier.
I like anything other than a fold.
4 raises.
He's going to go with the 3-bet or fold strategy. And with the 5s, decides on a 3-bet. Skull Mike right behind him with ace-king, though. So that 3-bet is about to get lit up. Pablo's going to say, what's going on here? I have ace-jack suited. I open from the dealer button. I'm not getting any respect, and this is a pretty good hand. But we got a 4-bet coming here. Ranges are always super wide when it's dealer versus the blinds.
All in from Skull Mike, showing us how to play big slick.
I was like, oh, come on. I got 3-bet and 4-bet now. I have a suited ace-jack. All right.
3 folds.
This would be for Nick's tournament life.
It's looking like he wants to fold pretty quickly here. It's the best hand, but how can you know?
He's contemplating it.
Yep. It's not going to be a quick decision after all.
Doesn't really need to count his chip. Well, I guess he's counting to see where he is in relation to the blinds.
Oh, you guys disappeared. Sorry.
Skull Mike.
I think you won the bubble challenge.
Nick's going back and forth. He's thinking about these things. These are some wide ranges. Dealer versus small blind versus big blinds.
You're not scared of the
It's
bubble?
just 5s, though.
Not even close to the bubble yet.
There's some tabletop.
Yep.
No.
Mike's pretty comfortable out there at this point. Pretty comfortable. Nick's thinking, this is a tournament, though. I got to make some things happen. If I want to bag a lot of chips and make a deep run in this thing, got to make some things happen. Maybe this is an opportunity. Win a big flip. Maybe he's got ace-4 suited.
Skull Mike now blowing bubbles on stream. Look at that hoodie. Great looking.
You think he's going to call or fold?
Rich, I think he's going to fold.
Yeah,
He folds. And there you see Skull Mike just talking nicely about him. See, now if I was out there and he was in here, Skull Mike would not ever say anything nice about me. I'm just kidding. Skull Mike at 117K. There he goes on a rocket ship.
Pocket nines coming in for a raise. 5,500 to go.
Cameron, this is not the final table of this tournament. This is just Flight A feature table. Flight Day 1A of 8 Day 1 flights. So very early in this tournament, just a feature table.
Skull Mike has a very defendable hand here. Coin flip heading to the flop here. Two diamonds. Skull Mike pulls into the lead on this flop. 55% here with 2 overs and a flush draw. He's going to realize some equity. And there's the flush. 7 of diamonds. Life is good for Skull Mike on this table. Billy without a diamond, but it's a pretty small wager. He's going to feel like he's beating a lot of hands. Mike will be assembling a bet here shortly, and Billy's going to have a little bit of a decision now, depending on the sizing. How much can I extract? You got a pretty quick call from Billy there on the turn. Looks like he's going pretty big.
5 bets, 23,000.
Just about pot size bet, 23,000. Definitely not the best price that you could ask for Billy. Pocket nines, ace-high board, no flush blockers, blocks straights. Not sure how relevant that is. You don't love it. You can have a lot of better hands in this spot that you can choose to call down with. Just depends if you think Skull Mike is getting out of line here. It's never fun when you're in a tough spot on a live stream, you know? You just want easy spots all day. Just win all the money, look like a genius.
Billy's from a little town 60 miles away called Lampasas, Texas.
Lampasas. I've never been there. Makes the fold. Skull Mike went for a lot of value there, but unfortunately couldn't get it. Him.